Hello, hello! I'm the official name raider. My job is to go through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. We have covered Zapdos before right down here. This is not technically on the first page of Google. What a shame. But today we are redoing this episode because, as you can see here, Galarian Zapdos didn't exist at the time of recording. Now Galarian Zapdos does. So we'll be covering both Kanto Zapdos and Galarian Zapdos in this episode. This video right here will be in the description and remain unlisted. The video you're watching right now will be on the playlist from now on. So if you want to rewatch the original, it's down there if you care for it. But in other words, we're redoing this shit. I feel like you can tell this is an earlier ranker page. Does it say when it was? Yeah. No! No! 2024. January of 24. And it only has 30 fucking suggestions. What the shit? This is awful. Anyway, I was going to say you could tell it's an earlier one because it's not finished. But I guess not. Thunder is the official Japanese name. I think it's stupid, and I think you're stupid if you name this fucking thing Thunder. But I'm only acknowledging it because we acknowledged Freezer for Articuno. Big Bird is... Zapdos is like, I think, 6 feet. So it is factually a big bird. And it is yellow. So that fits 2 descriptions. I would not personally use that, but you could. Thor I'm only acknowledging because I think it's the French? It's either the French or the German. The localizer had a fun time and was making up his own shit as well. And he named Zapdos Electhor. Like, that's the official name for Zapdos. And I think it's either French or German. I'm not sure. So, only acknowledging that one for that. But on its own, I would not care. But for that, I think that's actually a pretty cool official name. Amp we've seen in the past before. I think about the Mario 64 enemies. I mean, they appear in other games too. But I use that. I don't technically use that. I have it as a. I had it as a backup nickname for Electrode because I like Thunderball better because James Bond. But Amp is still a very, very strong nickname for Electrode. Maybe not so much Zapdos. You could use it as generic electric type nickname if you wanted to, but I think Ball is infinitely better. There's not really a point in highlighting Edison. I don't care about Edison. I'm just gonna click just because I want to see what the votes say. They moved it down to 30. It has 1 like and 14 dislikes. I figured it had more dislikes than likes. Which is funny that people don't like Edison, but everyone's cool with Tesla, right? Oh, look, Tesla! We were just talking about you! Yeah, the most overused generic name in all of Pokemon ever. Never mind just electric types. All Pokemon. Like, Tesla outranks fucking stupid deity bullshit with how generic and uncreative it is. Hey look! We did Tesla, but not quite Tesla! Go to hell. Skyfall, it's actually kind of funny because, you know, I don't technically watch the video here, but I bring up the stuff that highlights, and I did mention Skyfall in the highlights of the original episode. I don't think I have Skyfall used on anyone, but it is definitely something I would use because James Bond. It's a nice sounding name. You could use it on a flying type Pokemon, and I don't really know if... You know what would be good for Skyfall? A Pokemon that had Skydrop, but they got rid of that move. Fuck you. Birdbrain would be good for a flying psychic type. Like Galarian Articuno, for instance. Wow, why didn't I think of that? Another one would be Xatu, or my first instinct, for whatever reason, was Hisuian Braviary. Lugia is another psychic and flying. What's its name? Sigilif. Swoobat. Maybe not Swoobat. Swoobat's a bat, not a bird. But still, Birdbrain's a good idea. You could use it also. I mean, I guess it could work if you give it to Swoobat and then give it the Klutz ability, because then it could be like, haha, he's stupid, get it? You know, then you could do that joke. I just don't think it fits Zapdos, but it does work as a good bird-based nickname, and extra points if you put it on a psychic and flying. Livewire, we've seen thousands of times in the past, generic electric type nickname. I'm going to say Electivire is probably the most common thing for it, but maybe I'm just crazy because Electivire rhymes with Livewire. I don't know. I like this song by Motley Crue. That's pretty much the end of my opinion on it. I mentioned this at the end of the original Zapdos video that AAJ was mentioned 100 times in this one thread. So I'm not even going to bother reading this thread because I already know that there's nothing worth a damn in here except for the same shit posted over and over again. I did not watch Twitch plays Pokemon. I don't care. I just know it exists. But you meme garbage can enjoy your garbage. Highlighting this one again because we talked about it in the Articuno episode. Do I think it's the best? No, but I don't necessarily mind the idea of pairing the birds together with a themed nickname. It's just the minty thing for me. Also in the original Zapdos episode, I mentioned that I didn't see Thunderbird a bunch. Well, Thunderbird is the type of thing you expect to see. It's very literal and as a result, not particularly interesting, but I get it. It bird, it thunder. So I wanted to double fact check this because Zap Tap is one I remember being kind of common back in the Kanto episodes, and that makes me think back to the badge of the same name from Paper Mario. One of my favorite badges, actually. And Zap Tap is a great thing if you've got static for your ability, which Zapdos currently has as its ability, but I'm going to 100% shit on the fact that it used to be Lightning Rod and then they gave it something worse. Fuck right off! How are you going to have Volt Absorb Thundurus, but you can't have Lightning Rod Zapdos? Go to hell! Alright, so originally I was going to kind of skip this thread because it's about Galarian Zapdos as well, but after seeing this stuff right here, it's kind of clear that it's going to be mixed in regardless. Chocobo, I know because of Articuno, is going to be like the most popular name for Galarian Zapdos. I don't have a problem with it. It's honestly my first instinct too. I get it. It's fine. While loading up the comment suggestions for this video, I did notice that Meep Meep and Roadrunner were suggested by Chaotic. I'm fine with that. Roadrunner is like a weird thing because that's the official name of the bird, but it's also just a really good fucking name for a bird. So it's like, it's something that you would want to use, but I don't know. To me, it's kind of very literal. So like, I like it, but I hate it at the same time. And then Meep Meep, I'm like, that's fine, but definitely not something I would use. Kickin' Chicken and... I don't think I've seen that. I feel like... Where does Kickin' Chicken sound familiar from? I don't know. But I know I've seen Kickin' Wing on GameFAQs when I was doing Galarian Articuno yesterday. And that's fine. I suppose if you wanted to, you could have the Blaziken episode, maybe, sort of, a tiny bit, as inspiration, because those I know were referenced in that episode. The idea of Blaziken does kick chicken kind of deal. But also, like, Blaziken Fire Chicken, Zapdos, still kind of electric chicken. Zapdos. Points for creativity. Thunder Thighs. That, I think, Chaotic suggested for... It was one of the Galarian fossils. I don't remember which. Honestly, I have a hard time distinguishing their names from their appearances. Although maybe not the thing I would personally go with, I gotta give points for originality. I feel like, realistically, if you're gonna use Churchill for a name for any Pokemon, you're gonna pick a lion Pokemon because of his famous quote. This is a cute idea of the combination, I guess, as well. Also, you know what, this thread, although the nicknames are not anything I would use, I enjoy that so far everyone's going with the theming of pairing all three together with it. And that's because the original thread, he says, is his name Ichni-san, which is just 1, 2, 3, which are terrible nicknames. You know, I've never thought about Zapdos' Woodstock before, but I don't necessarily hate it. This would probably be better for the Galarian forms, because isn't Optimus Prime like purple? I feel like he is, and then Megatron's like, I want to say he's silver, but, you know, black's going to work better than red. I could be wrong. I'm not super smart about Transformers. Real quick, Bolt Beak is an actual attack, and I'm very upset that Zapdos can't learn it. And I mean, maybe they'll fix that, but he should definitely be able to learn Bolt Beak, just saying. Zapdos Zap. Great nickname. The only one on here that I feel I even kind of want to partway acknowledge is Lightning McQueen, because first off, that probably won't fit. I'm betting money it won't fit. I don't feel like counting. It's not going to fit, because lightning itself is fucking 9 letters. Alright, never mind, fuck it. It's not going to fit. That's stupid. But my thought was, well, it's fast, and it's lightning, so that would be great for Galarian, but it's not, because it's too fucking long, so you get a thumbs down. And then, I know I put Skyfall there, because who else would? I don't know what the fuck a Bradley card is. It didn't have anything to do with nicknames on it. We've already mixed quite a bit of Galarian stuff in here as is, so I'm not sure if we'll find... Yeah, these little links. So I'm not sure if we'll find anything else extra, but we're going to go ahead and try typing in Galarian to see if that changes the results any. So this is interesting. You should be able to see the right up here that I've got the search, and you see type in Bolt, but that's not there. But then if you see Chocobolt right there, I came up with for it. I don't know who came up with it, but I didn't see Chocobolt on there, but I do like that one. That one's a nice alternative. We did look at this thread before, but okay. I'll accept Espresso over Zapresso. Better. I like that better. Espresso is one where I feel like if I had to pick someone to put it on, Dodrio's the first option. To me, it just kind of works best, but yeah, I mean, that's another bird that does run here. Alright, well that's that. There wasn't too much different, but I mean, we technically did look at a bunch of stuff that was Galar oriented on the first page of the original Google anyway, so it's fine. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I'm sorry, I meant to do this after I was done with the Kanto stuff, my bad. So we did peek right here when I was talking about the Zapdos video. Here are the comments for only Zapdos, which Chaotic pairs this with another Final Fantasy spell that he'd use for Articuno, which could work, and then Chocobo, which has already been mentioned. And then the spreadsheet, which is only going to be relevant to Kanto Zapdos as well. Instinct being the one that pairs with Mystic for Pokemon Go. Personally, I favor that. I don't nickname legendaries, but I remember this one being a pretty strong choice from the original episode, and I stand by that. I also remember Scrapdos being an alternative name someone suggested in the Articuno episode, because, you know, it's not really Zap anymore, now he's Fighting Bird, which I am gonna shit on a little bit. Not because, I mean, I feel like they did my boy Zapdos dirty. I actually like I enjoy the fact of his Thunderous Kick, because that lowers defense. It's a great move in Terror Raids, just saying. Because they get weaker each time, and you can keep Zapdos out there. He's got Defiance as an ability, which is a great ability. So, like, I love that. But when you go from Zapdos being the bird that could kill both legendaries to being the bird that can't kill the other legendary birds, like, it's not necessarily balanced. Because, you know, they're like, oh, but fighting beats dark. I'm like, okay, but Moltres is a flying. So it does neutral damage. Moltres can kill Articuno. Articuno can kill Zapdos. Zapdos can get fucked. Like, there was a sense of balance in the original where it was like, you know, Moltres kills Articuno. Articuno kills Zapdos. Zapdos could technically kill both of them, but Zapdos is at risk with Articuno because Articuno is bulkier than Zapdos is. So it's a risk versus reward situation where it's like Zapdos could technically fuck up Articuno's day, but Articuno could probably fuck up Zapdos' day first. I don't know, competitive Pokemon I'm pretty sure says otherwise, but all the same. Like, you go from that, like, balance to lack of balance and Zapdos getting shafted. I don't like that, man. You could have found a different trio to do, surely. It seems like the only other rock, paper, scissors formula they can think of is just fighting Dark and Psychic, and I feel like there's bound to be others. But going over suggestions and stuff, Instinct being the main highlight for me as far as regular. I didn't write anything else down. Chocobo being a prevalent one for, what do you call it, Galarian Zapdos. And then one I thought of, which unfortunately is actually kind of crap now that I type it into Google. I thought about this little Yu-Gi-Oh card right here, because in the anime, there's an episode where they get, like, sucked into a virtual world or something, and they end up riding on these Niwatoris, which kind of feel like Chocobos to me. But apparently Niwatori just means chicken in Japanese, which sucks, because that makes this a really lazy-ass, shitty-ass name for a fucking card. And that sucks. But that was my idea. I thought about that as far as Galarian Zapdos, but I guess it just means chicken in Japanese, so if you want a terrible name, then there's that. Way to go, Yu-Gi-Oh! You made me look like a fucking doofus. We also do have a comment suggestion, which we talked about Roadrunner Meet Meet, we talked about Chocobo, we talked about Thundaga, Dachora, Super Metroid. Who is that? Why does this man know all these Metroid enemies that I've never fucking heard of? Oh, well see, that's fucking, I don't know the names of the animals! He talked about the monkeys, I think, in an episode 2, and I was like, oh yeah! Like, I guess I'm just really bad with Super Metroid, because I don't think about it. Yeah, that would work. I don't personally nickname Legendary, so I'm not going to use it. Not for Zapdos. Maybe Flamingo could work, or Like, again, my mind goes to Dodrio, but I'm like, but Flamingo's there too. I don't know, just an idea. Alright, well that's it. Any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Please distinguish the difference between regular Zapdos and Galarian Zapdos as far as nicknames. Did I say thumbs up to good comments? Because if not, do that. Alright, that just leaves one legendary bird left to do. I'm feeling like I'm getting worse at my outros here.